What's up guys, it's Spiderwolf for another Umamusume video. So today we're going to be talking about Agnes Digital, as well as the brand new support card, Ikuno Dictus, which is actually kind of a funny name. Before we get started though, I'd greatly appreciate it if you guys could drop me a like, comment, subscribe. It would really help me out trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. We're almost there. You know, we're going to have a bit of a distance to go there, but anything would really help me out. But with that being said, let's get right into this. So, brand new brand new support card, kind of sus artwork, not gonna lie, but let's take a look. So, starting things off with Agnes Digital. She has 85 speed, 91 stamina, 83 power, 100 guts, and 91 whip. For track, she's good on turf and dirt, so anyone who wants another really good Uma for dirt, you got another pretty good option here. For distances, F for sprint, A for mile, A for medium, G for long. So basically, on mile she's good, medium she's good, anything else, not so good. For styles, she's mainly a pace chaser and a late runner, but you can make her work as an end closer, but you're not going to be running her at all as a front runner. For her growth rate, she has interesting stats: 8% speed, 7% power, 8% stamina, and 7% wit, which honestly, not bad because it's kind of evened out, which I think is honestly kind of a good thing personally. Now, for her unique skill here, oh my gosh, the final sprint, we have increased velocity and navigation, with the pure euphoria of being within breathing distance of previous waifus after passing another runner 2 times during the late race, or late part of the race, I guess. So yeah, it's not bad. Basically, you get stamina, you get more speed, technically, velocity, and then navigation, so she's gonna be able to kind of maneuver, which is pretty good. After passing 2, which if you make her as a pace chaser, late runner, or technically even an end closer, it's gonna work out pretty well. And for her potential skills here, which is basically the evolution skills here for ascending her, we have wet conditions, super stand, medium straightaways, and then lead the charge. And then you can take a look at what they do right there. But if you really want to know, I'll just talk about the golden ones. Super stand, increase velocity when close to too many runners. Lead the charge, prepare to aim for the front if you're in the late race for dirt tracks. And then going on to the next thing here. My mouse wants to work. My mouse has been a little bit weird lately. For the Ikuno Dictus support card, it's a gut support card, and its main thing is the bigger picture, widen field of view with heightened observation mid-race as a late surger. And then we'll take a look at the passive stuff later. So, going into more information of Agnes Digital as to what exactly, what other stuff does she get. So we went over these, the awakening skills, innate skills I guess we could talk over real quick. Uma stance, increased velocity when closer to many runners. Forward march, boundary, prepare to aim for the front late race on dirt tracks. And then late surger straightaways, slight increased velocity on a straight as a late surger. So for her evolve skills here, which mind you, you may not even need this part of the video anymore because of the whole, the whole crazy kill we got on global, which is pretty cool. But just in case, I'll throw it in here, might as well. We have win any G1 turf race 2 times, or win any G1 dirt race 2 times. So basically it has to be G1 and it has to be dirt, basically. Or it could also just be, okay, my bad. So it can either be turf or dirt, but it does have to be G1, and you have to do at least 2, and you have to win. And you have to get at least 3 speed type skills, which shouldn't be too difficult. And for this one will upgrade into Uma Mania Max. So if there are at least 3 other Umas near you after the first 5 seconds of the race, so basically right in the beginning, your speed will increase and your stamina will recover slightly, which should technically be the case for like 90% of the time. The only time I see this maybe not working out is if maybe there's like a bunch of front runners and they all speed up ahead of you. But then again, it's the first 5 seconds, so technically it should work 90% of the time, I'd imagine. And the next thing we have here is lead the charge. So for this one, you have to have at least 800 speed or at least 600 stamina, and you have to have at least 800 power or at least 800 whip, and you have to get at least 2 skills for dirt aptitude. So a bit of a difficult one here, but at the same time, if you do Trinity, the new game mode for career, it should make it a little bit easier, or not a little, should make it quite easier. This will transform into the front row is non-negotiable. So for any dirt tracks, at a random point during the final part of the race, your acceleration and lane movement speed will increase, which is actually very, very good. I think acceleration is a bit better than velocity, so I mean both are still pretty good, but yeah, this is really, really good. The other option for it is you have to win at least G1 medium race 2 times, or have at least 800 speed and get at least 2 skills for medium aptitude, and then this will transform into aim for the front and center. So for any medium races or medium tracks at a random point during the final part of the race, you will get a speed boost. This effect is slightly stronger on turf tracks though. So, you know, you can kind of maneuver depending on which way you want to build her. If you want to build her 2 different versions, you could go that way, and you could focus on dirt tracks, or you could focus on medium, so it's up to you. But yeah, so you have options there, which is pretty cool. And then these are going to be skills she gets from her event. So she gets top pick, slightly increased velocity when engaged in a challenge mid-race on dirt tracks, acceleration, slightly increased acceleration when passing another runner mid-race for mile races, home stretch haste, slightly increased velocity in the last spurt, Kyoto race course, moderately increased performance on Kyoto race courses, mile corner, slightly increased velocity on a corner mile, updrafters, slightly increased passing ability in position toward the back late race mile races, unyielding spirit, slightly increased passing ability for mile races, Morioka racetrack. In Morioka, your stamina stat will be increased by 40, so no base stats, just stamina specifically. And then rapid ascent on any dirt tracks. If you're the second half of the pack during the final part of the race, your acceleration will slightly increase, so that's quite good as well. And going into her races, we have the usual make debut, then we have place 3rd or better in the Hyacinth Stakes, then we have place 5th or better in the NHK Mile Cup, then we have place 5th or better in Japan Derby, then place 3rd or better in the Mile Championship, then place 3rd or better in the 3 G1 races, and finally place 1st in the Tenno Show Autumn. So not really a lot of races, which hey, if you're trying to do dailies, might be a pretty good option here. Mind you though, right, for some of these you will have like a lot of turns to go through until the next race, but at the same time it's not that bad. So if you wanted to have an Uma that doesn't do too many races, this could be an option, and I think she's overall pretty good in my opinion for the most part. And then going into support card here, of course we'll look at Azir dupes, and then we'll look at it at MOB. So Azir dupes here, increased effectiveness of training performed together, and increased stat gain from races both by 5%. Friendship bonus is going to be 25, race bonus 5%, fan bonus 15%, hit level 2, which is pretty good, hit frequency 40%, not too bad. Training effectiveness 5%, and then specialty priority 20. At MLB, it's going to be 30% friendship bonus, 10% race bonus, 20% fan bonus, hit level 3, which is quite good. Hit frequency 50%, which is also quite good. Training effectiveness 5%, not too bad. Specialty priority 35, then you get a bonus of guts +1 when training together, and then initial friendship gauge of 30, which is also great because it helps speed things up along. Now, these are going to be the skills you actually get hints for, that are going to give you that nice discount. We got lay low, slightly recover endurance when the way ahead is jammed early or mid-race, calm in the crowd, slightly recover endurance when surrounded mid-race, Hawkeye, moderately widen field of view when heightened observation early race, medium, Studious, slightly widened field of view with heightened observation mid-race, late surger, so basically a lot of like observational skills and then maneuverability in there. We also have Sharp Gaze, slightly startle other runners late race as a late surger. You're going to get +1 power, +1 speed, and then +6 guts. And then the skills from the actual events, so these are the skills you actually get from this. We got Go With The Flow, Bigger Picture, and then Trick. So Go With The Flow is moderately increased navigation late race. Bigger Picture is widened field of view with heightened observation mid-race as a late surger. And then Trick Rear is going to be slightly increased fatigue for rush runners ahead when positioned toward the back mid-race. So basically any front runners, they're going to get cucked a little bit. That's pretty much it. Go into the the Google Doc, the usual stuff, and then we'll go to the support card tier list. Let's go ahead and take a look at where she stands and what her summary is. As usual, of course, 1 means really not that good, 5 means really good. So let's go ahead and take a look. So Agnes Digital is considered 5 for late surger, 5 for team trials, and then 5 for stadium, and 4 as a parent. So all around, really good stuff. So if Digital was on the initial ticket, she'd be the first one to pick instead of a Guri Cap. She has the flexibility to go on either turf or dirt. She is strong everywhere, and on many tracks she's extremely strong and makes it into the top 5 Umas for that track. Her unique is best when the spurt starts before the final corner, but the final corner starts shortly after. Uma spread out around the final corner, and her unique has lane movement speed. When you're moving side to side with a lane movement speed buff active, you get a plus 0.5 speed. So you want her to use her unique before spreading happens to have it activate while spreading. It can also be inherited for other backlines on tracks where it would work. Her front row gold is good at gambling skill for dirt, and everything else is consistent. She's a priority pick in daily legend races. So basically, really strong Uma. maybe worth summoning for because she is quite strong. She's quite good. And then as like a little sneak peek, the Uma's coming for the special event story. Not update, but like basically the next Uma's coming out, which is gonna be like for a Halloween story. As a little teaser, they're okay, but mainly for Team Trials. So if you really wanted to, you could summon for Agnes Digital and not summon for the Halloween character or Halloween versions. That could be an option if you really wanted to. But as far as I see, Agnes Digital is a really good character. Maybe not a must summon though, because we were going to be getting Christmas or Gary Cap relatively soon. Plus, Kidderstone Black rerun. So if you guys want to get more dupes for that, that's going to be coming out very soon as well for that rerun. So just some things to keep in mind. But Agnes Digital is a good Uma. So if you want to maybe throw a couple singles or throw a multi, wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea. But in this game, it is definitely worth it to save until you have enough to guarantee an Uma or a support card, and then just full send on that instead of just throwing pot shots of like different summons here and there. But honestly, really good, really strong Uma. So definitely if you want to summon for her, would be a pretty good idea. Now for the support card here, it's actually considered S tier. It is very good for Guts specifically, right? It's really good for Guts. So this is definitely a really good pickup as well. So if you guys were able to get this support card, it is very strong. As 0 dupes, it is considered to be better than 0 dupe special week, as well as max dupe of Hishi Akebona, which I think was the free-to-play one that we had a little while ago from the summer event. So yeah, it is quite good, and it is basically on leagues with MLB SR version. So yeah, it's very strong, very good. And then of course you get any dupes on it, you know, it just becomes way better, right? And then becomes meta. So yeah, overall, really good stuff. So I'd say if you should you summon, right? Should you summon? If you really want to, if you really like Agnes Digital, or if you like the Ikuno Dictus card for certain reasons, right? Both would be pretty good. I don't think you'd be making a bad decision here necessarily, because they are quite good. The caveat is we are getting like actual like meta picks somewhat soon, so something to keep that in mind, you know, if you want to save. But otherwise, at the same time, if you really want something here, I don't think it's a bad idea. Both of the Uma and support card banner are both really good. Agnes Digital isn't really my kind of style for Uma. In the Ikuno Dictus card, it's kind of whatever. I don't really care too much about it, so I'm probably going to be skipping, unless they give us some free singles or something. But yeah, so that's pretty much about it. So hopefully this video helps you guys out. Go look at the summons. Let me know down in the comments below how your summons went. If you guys got them, if you guys are pulling, or if you guys are skipping, what's your game plan? I would love to know and hear about that. But with that being said, I'm gonna see y'all later. Peace and take care, everybody.